When do we start?
We just did.
When do we start?
We just did.
When do we start?
We just did.
My voice is my passport. Verify. And these two hombres' voices are their passports too. Double verification.
Hello and welcome to the January 20th, 2015 episode of Robinson on Radio Show. Brad Laramie Movies. I'm Brad Robinson. I'm here. Laramie, the man from nowhere.
Yeah, hey.
AKA QualitySlug.com. It's episode 326, Laramie.
326, that's so many.
We're almost to 365.
What happens then?
That is a year worth.
It's not a leap year, Brad.
An entire year, Laramie.
Of our lives.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
It's too much, isn't it?
It is. I think we should call it quits around 364.
Just retire?
Yeah.
Live off all that sweet, sweet residuals?
Just quit while we're behind.
I like it.
Unfortunately, we don't have the soundboard again today, but
welcome to the low rent show.
I know. Go figure, though. We have like 3 voicemails
that we can't listen to.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can have everything figured out by Friday's episode. So,
what have you been doing?
Oh, sleeping.
Yeah?
Watching a little foosball.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah. What do you think about my percentage chances the Seahawks win the Super Bowl now?
It looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not favored, though.
Are they? Oh, they're picked to lose, are they?
They started as favorites, and now they're 1.5 point dogs.
Yeah, it's going to... I don't think you can pick this one.
No. It seems like a very difficult game to predict.
I can see a blowout both ways, and I can see it really close.
If I had to bet my life, I'd take the Hawks, but thankfully I don't.
Yeah, I would. After Sunday's game, it seems like they're a pretty hard team to bet against.
It was ridiculous.
I mean,
it was a ridiculous game. It made no sense.
It was. Where did you watch the game?
My house.
You just you and Laura?
We had a couple people over.
Was it just bonkos?
Yes.
I mean,
the word for it. That is the word for it.
It was. I don't know if I've ever. I think it might be due to the fact that I'm not drinking. That I was that focused on the game.
I still don't quite understand. Like, it doesn't seem like real.
Well, so Shane, my friend Shane, he's pretty intense when it comes to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And so basically, I think he almost likes having me around because I basically talk him off the ledge when anything bad happens.
Okay.
And so during this game, there was a lot of that.
Ledge too, didn't you?
Well, there came a point where I think it's like Joe Buck says, "This one's far from over." And I said basically to everyone, it's a little closer to over than far from over.
Yeah, it's getting towards over.
At the same time, though, Shane and I are going back and forth. We're like, okay, what has to happen here? And I'm like, okay, well, we have to score. We realized we have to score before the 2-minute warning. And we accomplished that. And then we even got it to the point where we were driving down after we got the onside kick, because we were even debating whether you do the onside kick or not. I was like, well, you know what? You might just want to kick it so you have it farther down there. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, and then after they kicked the onside kick, I said, see, like I said, kick the onside kick.
Always.
But there came a point where like we got a pass, I think, to Baldwin or someone, and they got out of bounds at 2:01. And I'm just like, this is too perfect. The way the game worked out, like you couldn't, if you scripted that for a movie, you wouldn't believe it.
No one would believe it. They had at one point, I think, a 3.9% chance of winning when they punted with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and even when they punted, I'm like, you got to go for it.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I mean, that's what I was thinking. The one thing I always had in the back of my head, whenever a team kicks a field goal from the 1, they don't win. Like, just, they get punished for that.
Whenever a team has 5 turnovers, they don't win.
That's true. It's been since 83. You're right. It's been a bit.
That was... Russell Wilson played one of the worst games I've ever seen him play.
He wasn't great.
And then at the end of the game, the pass was so perfect to curse. It was just, and then he caught it. It's just like, we went ape shit.
If I was a Packer fan, I would have lost my mind.
If I was a Packer, I would have lost my mind.
I'd have been in the loony bin.
How pissed are you? Well, it was very interesting. Like with 4.5 minutes left to go, I said something like, the fans have not left this game.
Some did, I heard.
I guess a lot did.
Which, that's not good. Don't do that.
Well, for one, you've paid so much money.
Those tickets are worth a G-bird. Yeah.
What are you doing?
What? Come on.
Come on.
And I guess they probably left to go see American Sniper, from what I can tell.
Oh, we'll get to that. That's definitely one of the first topics. But I wanted to get to show notes. K-Claw31 says, growlers are huge in Indiana. Love them. Good to hear it, K-Claw. I want to hear from everybody else that drinks from the growlers. And I want to hear from everybody that's also eating that peanut butter pie ice cream.
Okay.
Keep yourself in shape with good growler and some peanut and some ice cream.
Yeah.
How many people in your audience do you think do yoga?
In our audience?
Yeah.
5%.
If you do yoga, I want you to prove Laramie wrong.
Are you still doing yoga?
I did it today.
Was it hot?
I've done it for 3 months straight now.
If I buy you a beanie, will you wear it?
To wear?
To yoga.
No. Why would I do that?
Just around, you know?
Is that what people do?
Get you some patchouli.
Do people do that?
I mean, hipsters do.
You're the hipster here, pal.
I'm not hip at all.
No.
I got
hipsters aren't hip.
Oh.
I think that's pretty much isn't the name been given to them?
You're saying it's pejorative, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's not nice. I don't know.
I thought that's where the name was based, why they named them hipsters.
Well, who's hip then, if not hipsters?
You're listening to him, buddy.
Well,
he's in your ear hole right now.
And you need a beanie.
Smooth and seductive. I also wanted to mention, Hudsucker pointed this out. I knew this. I didn't relay the information, though. But Ben Aston, do you remember he did the short film? He took his skin off for me.
I got a special thanks and the credit for that. It's on my IMDb.
Have you watched it yet?
I have. Wait, no, I did. It's amazing. Yeah, I watched it.
You did? Okay, I haven't watched it. I haven't.
Oh, it's really good.
I haven't watched it. It's only like 11 minutes, so for me not to watch is a bit of much bullshit. But
yeah,
it is freely available online right now, and I'm going to put the link in the timeline.
This is going to sound like I'm a jerk, but he is like a real filmmaker.
Why does that make it sound like you're a jerk?
Like you wouldn't have thought he was, but he is, you know?
Well, he's got, I think, a short film in Sundance as well.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive.
So,
why didn't I produce that one?
And so if you don't know, we interviewed Ben for this short film and helped him get a little bit of awareness for his Kickstarter. And the short film is now available. And like I said, the link will be in the timeline for this episode.
Boom.
Casey brought up a point. We promised a face-off audio commentary.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Vaguely.
We got to do one coming up here. We should probably set like this, do 4 a year, 1 a quarter.
Yeah.
Don't you think that'd be at least fair?
I don't know what's fair anymore.
But Casey said we should do the movie commentary for the Ghost in the Shell anime. It's 82 minutes long. I don't know if that would necessarily be the best thing, but I did think it might be a good one for you and I to review on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have Hulu Plus?
I do.
So I guess it's on there. We can watch it and maybe just offer up a review this Friday. Are you going to the J-Lo movie tomorrow?
No, hell no.
I'm going.
I'm going to see, what's the M1? Mordecai for you. So
are you? Okay, Mike's going to see that too. So maybe you two can discuss that.
Yeah, I figured we want to expand our game.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I got Mike's going to review that one. Since they're not screening it, he's catching a Thursday screening as well. So we'll have that. I'll see the J-Lo movie. And we should try to just watch that Ghost in the Shell thing and chat about that.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. And then one last thing, I didn't write down who left this comment, but they said they watched an interview with Michael Mann. He said Hathaway, Chris Hemsworth's character from Black Hat, is supposed to be from the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. Supposed to be. But as far as topics go, Laramie, we got to talk about American Sniper.
I guess we're just 100% wrong on this movie.
Well, not again. This doesn't talk about how the A+ cinema score does say people liked it, but just the fact that they showed up to see it doesn't mean they liked it.
The A+ cinema score, though, is compelling.
I don't agree.
All right, lay it out. Lay your argument.
Well, who went to see this movie?
Rubes?
No, who, if you had to take a guess.
Patriots, old people.
From what portion of the country?
Midwest.
And so granted, they don't give these kind of demographics out, but I agree.
You taking a poop on the Midwest?
No, but I think there's a different culture.
Or is it just Asians you're after today?
Yeah, I love that. I was happy that made Marlon laugh because I was surprised you didn't call me out on the first time I did it. Because right after I did it in my head, I'm like, what am I doing? And then I did it again. I was like, geez, what is their name? But that's something that people aren't really talking about. But at the same time,
you're saying the sophisticated movie watchers are not going to dig it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying sophisticated. I'm saying the people that are going to see it. The reason it made $90 million.
Here's what I would ask you. The people who gave it an A+ cinema score, how many movies did they see a year?
That's just it.
3?
3, yeah, or 4.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. When I was listening to Simmons, they were doing Oscar odds, and man, are they clueless because they're sports people. But he said, yeah, I saw American Sniper, and I don't get it. Like, it was just kind of normal.
Well, exactly. But there's another thing I think is funny. That there are a lot of narratives coming out of this weekend. We'll try to get to all of them. But one of them, I saw people saying, 84, Clint Eastwood still got it. And I'm like, what does he got?
He didn't got it, no.
There was one because I replied back to him. I go, he doesn't have anything. Warner Brothers did a great job of marketing this thing at a timely manner to the audience that's going to see it. And somebody replied back to me to go, well, he must have something because PR. And I replied to this person. They deleted their tweet after my reply. So shut those bastards down.
Ooh, Twitter fight.
One person did say, hey, don't quit your day job and become a film critic.
But you're like,
yeah. Instead of replying back with the ironic reply, I said, hey, yeah, you tell me.
Don't quit your day job and become a day.
Yeah, jerk.
Yeah.
But no, the other narrative is the people coming out against this movie.
Who's that? Oh, the Veracity people.
The people who are like, hey, well, no, there's 2. There's one, I guess 2, there's 1 or 2. One group is basically saying, this isn't the Chris Kyle from the movie.
Okay.
From the book.
Okay.
Chris Kyle from the book had a lot of fun killing these people and wishes he killed more.
Okay.
And had derogatory things to say about them and blah, blah, blah. So there's one group of people that are pissed off.
Yeah.
The next group is just like, this is just people propping up the military and loving the military and all this and that. Why didn't you support Zero Dark 30 in the same way?
Okay.
Do you ascribe to any of those issues? Like, because you're the guy that number one gets mad when something isn't true to life.
I get mad about a lot of stuff.
Which you shouldn't, because none of these movies are true to life.
I mean, they're pretty true, Brad. Like this verse pretty true. I read the book and I liked the book a lot more, and I think it was because it was less conflicted. I guess that's the reason. He just enjoyed sniping people in the head. So it made sense. It was focused. It was a focused narrative.
Let me see.
What he didn't talk about was talking to his wife while she was fucking giving birth and while he's getting shot at and stuff. What's going on here?
That was very strange.
It was ridiculous.
So Seth Rogen compared it to, he wrote a tweet, and it frustrates me that I'm bringing this up, but I'm bringing it up for just to have something to talk about, because Seth Rogen, I don't understand why people give Seth Rogen the time of day. But he tweets out, American Sniper kind of reminds me of the movie that's showing in the third act of Inglourious Bastards. So basically he's comparing it to a Nazi propaganda film.
I see. Wow. He went there.
And then he goes, I wasn't comparing the two. Big difference between comparing and reminding.
Come on.
Apples remind me of oranges. Shut up, Seth Rogen.
Do you ascribe to this, that it's a puff piece?
I do think there's a little bit of that in whatever Eastwood's going to do because he's just sort of that kind of guy. I don't think he's just outright just like...
He loves America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that really a problem?
Tis of thee. No, love America all you want.
I do have an issue, though.
I quite enjoy America.
If Eastwood were to...
bad stuff sometimes, though.
Because you and I said this coming out of the movie. It's like... Okay, you made a movie that is sort of pro-Chris. It's pro-Chris Kyle, what he's doing.
Very.
However, it's a terrible movie, which at that point, it's like, wow, you made a really shitty movie about something you seem to like.
I guess this has a little bit of better production value than Act of Valor, but I don't understand why Act of Valor didn't make $90 million if this does. Like, they don't seem all that different to me.
Well, this is a poor man's... Hurt Locker as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Michael Moore also got...
a movie like even Jarhead or Three Kings has a lot more to say about anything. This movie has no point of view.
No, it's just... It's just all the cliches thrown together and meant to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Or meant to make you feel good about people doing their jobs.
One other character besides Chris Kyle and the wife. There's no complexity to this story whatsoever.
Well, there's the one dude.
Who's the dude?
The guy that he's got to kill. What's his name? In those awful, awful slow motion scenes where he's putting his guns together. I mean, this movie is the movie that Edgar Wright made fun of. Like, if Edgar Wright was to do a parody of this, it would be perfect. It'd be the next Simon Pegg, Nick Frost comedy. It's like... Now, this will sound ageist.
Uh-oh.
But the way Edgar Wright parodied Michael Bay's movies with Hot Fuzz, this is as if Clint Eastwood was doing that, but he just doesn't move as quickly.
Oh.
It's just it's a bad movie. It's a C-.
It's certainly not good. Think you could have made a worse movie? He's done that. He's made worse movies recently.
Mm-hmm.
But this one in no way deserves accolades that it's getting.
Now, next topic.
We figured that out.
Yeah, we figured all that out. We solved that problem.
Done with that.
ZM comments, in reference to the small films conversation, the average box office of these Best Picture nominees at the time of nominations was $25 million.
Mm-hmm.
American Sniper in one weekend
has just boosted that.
Is now the highest grossing of all the Best Picture nominees.
Mm.
What do you think the closest is?
Of all the Best Picture nominees?
Yeah. And we're talking just domestic.
Yeah, I know this. Best Picture.
Well, you don't have to look. It's Grand Budapest Hotel.
It's Grand Budapest Hotel.
How much? Which has made only $59.1 million.
Which isn't as much.
Where do you think this now places American Sniper, which has 6 Oscar nominations in the Oscar race?
I guess it's second.
Is it?
Yeah. If things are making the news, voters are going to notice it.
Like, I moved it up to third.
People have the attention span of gnats. And so they'll be like, wait a minute, that's a movie. I've heard of that movie. People like that movie. And hold up, it is nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
Maybe I should vote for this movie.
I mean, this movie's going to make, what, $250?
Oh, easily.
If not more?
Yeah, what's against it?
Nothing. That is in its wheelhouse, nothing.
Exactly. So, and if it is an older demographic, it shouldn't be front loaded.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, no, I don't remember.
Set up. I don't think it can win Best Picture, but what the hell? I didn't think I'd make $90 million either.
Why couldn't it?
It just seems too crazy.
Because so today was a really slow. Once again, we're recording this on Monday for Tuesday. Today was a really slow day for news. I wrote one thing, and Mike did something, and Jordan did something. But another article, and I think I might write it for Tuesday, is perhaps American Sniper winning Best Picture is the best thing that could possibly happen.
So people, why? Why would that be?
Because it's the movie that
the
was
most
directed
brightest
by the
old man.
84-year-old white guy
Yeah.
that is just the perfect exact opposite of Selma.
It's true. It is true.
Both
So,
of them
but
have
I
the
don't-
same criticisms in terms of veracity.
I don't think there's any way people get outraged about anything anymore. They're too busy getting outraged about tweets and not outraged about the actual fact that it's institutionally racist and sexist in our Hollywood industry. No one cares. We've complained forever. No one cares. It's pointless.
Then again, to what you just said right there, if that many people are tuning in to going
Yeah.
to see American Sniper,
Yep.
that just means that many more people are going to tune in to watch the Oscars, which means ratings are up,
No problems.
which means everybody's happy.
This is weird, but I'm going to tie a sports thing back in. Marshawn Lynch, they told him if he wore his gold shoes, he was going to be suspended for the game. Do you
Yep.
know this? Mm-hmm. Why? What old man? Why can't he wear whatever shoes he wants?
No idea.
It's a game.
No idea.
It's supposed to be fun. You know what somebody suggested, which would have been brilliant? That they all just spray paint their shoes gold and see if they suspend the whole team for the playoffs.
Yeah, why not?
What are you going to do? We're at home, 70,000 people.
Well, I told people after we heard that story just yesterday in college. I went to a small college, but we had so-called deal when I first got there with Converse.
Those are not nice shoes.
No. Chuck Taylors are great,
Not good for your feet.
but Converse, in terms of their basketball shoes, not that great.
No ankle sport.
I had just purchased those brand new patent leather Jordans before I even got to school. Like these were the shoes I was going to wear my freshman year. And the coach is like, well, we got this going. I was like, well, I'm not going to wear those. He's like, but the whole team's going to wear them. I go, other than me. Because I didn't spend whatever the hell it cost for a pair of Jordans back then
$200, probably 150.
to wear these 50. Here's the best part about it. They've made us pay for the shoes, which I also said, I just don't need them.
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't buy me a pair. I don't need them. I have these shoes and I'll be wearing them.
Yeah, it's the same old man sensibility to me. It makes no sense. These decisions make no sense. They're not even trying. No
Yeah,
one's trying.
ironically
no one's
enough,
trying anymore, Brad.
My coach was an old white man.
What's that?
My coach was an old white man. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. And there's things will have to change at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen.
Well,
The problem is it's not a solution that gets solved with like a march.
Well, and here's why I think it has to happen with the academy becoming more relevant, because I don't see how the math works by adding new people. The math I did suggested it would be 221 years till it was balanced if you kept going at the current rate. So either you add 3,000 female members or something, right? Or you add 3,000 members under 40 or something, like, because it doesn't work adding 200. Like, it's too skewed. It's just if you have 6,000 members and 2/3 of them are over 60, that's 4,000. Well, you can't dilute that with 200 a year.
Did you watch Bill Maher this weekend?
Not yet, no.
Catherine Bigelow was on there.
Yeah?
They started talking about, I think it was American Sniper. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was American Sniper.
Sure.
And he asked her about it.
What'd she
Catherine
say?
Bigelow, Oscar winner,
Yep.
member of the Academy.
True.
I haven't seen it. That was her answer.
Yeah. Well, pretty good answer.
That's,
The best picture winner.
but to me, that's a little bit odd.
A little disingenuous.
Well,
I don't think directors see many movies. In all seriousness.
I guess it just seems weird
I would
to,
think weigh in just even not seeing it, though. Like, you don't have to see it to know what he's talking about.
I don't know though, to accept an award, as considered as lofty as the Oscars are,
The Oscars.
from that point forward, shouldn't you take them a little more seriously?
If you think anyone in the Academy takes this seriously, you are
So no, I'm just wondering
an
though.
idealist. Yeah.
So what is it? what are we even talking about? Because if things are going to change, who's changing them?
Well, I just think they'll change outside of the system, I guess is what I'm saying.
Like, I'd like to, I wish the follow-up there had been, did you vote for the nominees?
Yeah. Ooh. But no one knows how it works either. That's the other thing. Like these two fools, who, again, I enjoy the podcast, Cousin Sal and Bill Simmons were talking about Best Picture nominees. And they're like, well, American Sniper's not even nominated, so who's going to win? And you're like, how could you not look at that? That would take you a second to look at, that it's nominated. You just chat, just talk. No one has any idea how it works.
Yeah,
no one understands the branches. No one understands the demographics. No one understands preferential ballot. No one understands any of it. It's like, they just think like it's a magic. It happens.
I don't know.
These are all your people, Brad.
We talk so much about how things need to change and, when are they going to change? But how can they change? I don't see how they can change.
They'll change with, he took his skin off, dude.
I don't know what that means.
People making movies that matter below this nonsense Academy stuff.
The Academy is always going to be looked at as the one that makes the decisions. Even if people say, like people are trying to say, the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards are more relevant. It doesn't matter because not enough people are paying attention to those. Once the Oscars roll around, that's the end all be all.
It is right now.
How is that going to change?
Things are the same right until they're not, like you couldn't get married as a gay person right until you could. You couldn't vote as a black person right until you could. Things happen. But it's not incremental. But
we're not talking about the same thing, though.
In 50 years, the Academy may not matter on any level. I could see a reality where that's true.
I can see where it may not matter. Okay, perhaps as much as it does now, but in terms of movie awards,
are they doing their best not to matter? Wouldn't you say?
Exactly. But they still do.
They're doing a bang up job.
And in terms of movie awards, though, either something's going to take its place, which I don't see happening, or they're going to be gone altogether, which I don't see happening. So I think in terms of movie awards, they're always going to be the biggest.
I think if you don't reflect the culture on any level, eventually you become irrelevant.
And that's where the whole ticking off the boxes comes. They ticked off the box, and Catherine Bigelow, we can go all the way back, Sidney Poitier won an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Then they ticked off a box several years later when Halle Berry won.
Yep.
Then they ticked off a box a few years later when Catherine Bigelow won.
Mm-hmm.
Then they ticked off the box giving 12 Years a Slave Best Picture.
Yeah.
And then this year we're sort of back to where we were. But who's to say next year it won't change? Because that's the other thing. We're part of a culture now where whatever's going on.
Too.
Yeah, but people don't think people think in terms of black and white. I think mostly in diversity now. I mean, Quaron won, and very few people sort of took note of that as much as they took note of 12 Years winning.
I mean, I'm not racist, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying what the social perception is. And that's what I'm guessing would be the perception. When you?
Well, like, has an Asian man ever won? Not director, but actor?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah. What about
I'm gonna guess no.
What about Latino brothers?
Bardem and Penelope Cruz.
She's a sister, but sure.
I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, I just think you want to reflect society and culture, and 66-year-old white men, although they're very powerful in culture, don't reflect it. Their values are not the same as
but
values.
They haven't been reflecting it for a long time. And the way our society is now, the Twitter society.
But see, our society's so quick, right? That's
just it. But no, that's just it, though. So next year, they could nominate 2 black actors, a Spanish actor, and 3 movies, predominantly either featuring black actors or with a female protagonist. And look, things are changing. We're all happy now. And hey, one of them might even win. You know what I mean, though? That's what. And so suddenly it's changed.
Like they'd react to something that wasn't actually a change; it was just a random thing.
Well, it's just another year. It is just another year, and I don't think you can get with a body that large to collectively come together and change things. I think the change actually begins with people like movie blogs. They didn't give Selma a long enough time to be in theaters for movie blogs to write about it, place it at the top of lists. As much as the conversation around Selma once it came out was like, it's not respectful to LBJ. It's not true.
They could not have managed Selma's campaign any worse if they didn't release it.
Well, she didn't finish the movie soon enough. And so what they should have done was held it and released it at the beginning. It should have released this weekend. Wide. Brand new. No limited release. Nothing.
Done. In theaters. Cinerama.
Or is that too hard? Is it too hard to release?
I feel like if it's your job to plan this stuff, you should be pretty good at it.
At the same time, is it more important for a movie like Selma to make a lot of money at the box office? Or is it more important for it to win an Oscar?
I think it's more important for it to win an Oscar. But I think it's most important to just have awareness of it. I think that's I always hate those people who are like, we're trying to build awareness through like the times when you donate or like the wristbands or whatever. Mm-hmm. But for this, I do think people being aware of Selma would be a good thing. Even if they didn't see the movie, to just be aware that something happened. Maybe they should Wikipedia it.
You watch SNL?
I did, and I have some comments about this.
Go ahead.
Talk about the MLK thing, right?
Well, just talk to me. I'm pretty sure
they had the biggest mistake I've ever seen in SNL.
Okay.
Where the Kevin Hart skit where he's talking about people's Instagrams.
Oh, yeah, and it didn't work.
Come up.
Well, I would actually disagree with you on that because I don't know if you saw the fake Star Wars trailer that they did.
I didn't yet, no.
Okay, when they did that live, the green screen was still green.
Wow, and they had a camera in another camera shot too.
Yes.
What's going on over there? Like,
no idea.
Major errors for a live show.
Well, the fake Star Wars trailer, not only was the green screen still green, I think Chris Pratt was walking around with like a walker. And I believe in the finished version, the walker looked like a lightsaber. But in the version I saw on television, it was just a walker.
Wow. Do you think that they started the show on Friday?
I have no idea.
It was the first show of the year, but what happened?
I thought it was a pretty good episode, though.
Kevin Hart's he's game, right?
I thought he did fantastic, but also Lindsay and my sister and I talked about it. We think the show is if any show is getting more diverse, that show is, I think, doing a good job of it as well.
Yeah, it's very difficult in comedy to find a cast that's funny.
Well, I think they finally let Keenan be funny because I never thought he was funny, and I'd say the last couple of years he's gotten dramatically funnier.
That one dude in the opening skit with him, the MLK kid, he's weird and funny. I like him.
Yeah.
He has such a weird face, though.
Yeah.
What is going on with him?
And then I think Leslie Jones is hilarious.
When Leslie Jones picked Kevin Hart up, it's amazing. Yeah. She's like 4 feet taller than him. And when she flirts with Colin Jost during Weekend Update, I just love it. She to me is hilarious. The other new black cast member, Samika.
She doesn't really. I don't find her all that funny. She's fine, but I don't find her all that funny.
I like a lot. I don't really like Beck Bennett all that much. I don't like the baby skit all that much anymore. Thought it was funny at first.
Yeah, I agree.
I do like when they do their Surfer Bro thing. They haven't done it in a long time, but I've always found those skits really funny.
The music video they did with the girls coming home from college was pretty good.
That was very solid. I think Cecily Strong is very underrated. I think she's
not bad. I thought she was terrible on Weekend Update.
Well, is she better than Michael Che and Colin Jost?
I think Che is getting better. The problem is you're never going to get anything as good as Seth and Amy.
Or Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yeah. That was lightning in a bottle right there.
Yeah.
But no, the one thing I was talking about Saturday Night Live, they mentioned Selma at the beginning there, and he was like, wow, that sounds Keenan.
Like a movie that would get a lot of Oscar nominations.
He's like, yeah, no.
Who speaks for the black man?
Yeah.
Mostly Macklemore?
Yeah, that was hilarious. He's like the whitest guy from Seattle. I thought that was pretty good. But no, I think that show, I thought last season was really good.
Yeah.
Way better than I ever expected it to be with all the cast changes that they're working with.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. Their cast is the biggest it's ever been, too.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
I mean, getting in a skit has got to be hard.
But the more they can show Kate McKinnon, Keenan now, and Leslie Jones, and who's the... God, I can't remember her name. The larger white girl.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
She was the skit they did with the costumes, and she was dressed in red, and they go, "Who are you?" It was the Jim Carrey episode. She goes, "What are you? You're a giant meatball."
I don't like when she does like the ones where she's like the friend of the friend or whatever.
No, that's not good.
No, it's really, those are pretty dumb.
But she has some that she's really good at, I think.
By the way, Sashir Zamata is her name. Sorry for messing that up. My bad.
Anyway, next, moving on. Still Oscar related, though. XMF Outlaw has a question, Brad Laramie. Do you believe the Lego Movie Oscar snub was more of a result of A, a majority of Oscar voters passing up voting for the movie, believing that other voters were for sure going to vote on it and chose another film they preferred as place, or B, Oscar voters self-disqualified the film for its non-animated ending? Both of the reasons, if true, are inexcusable, but the latter, in my opinion, is far worse. I would say neither of those.
I think I forgot.
However, I don't know why it wouldn't be nominated.
A.D. Bryant was the SNL cast member you're talking about, by the way.
Okay.
As I said, as surprising a thing as I've seen, I have no idea why that happened. The idea that it's not a top 3 animated film, much less 5, blows my mind.
It's weird to say it, but it's more of a surprise than Selma.
It is.
Missing director and actor.
It absolutely is.
But that's just us counting on the blind racism or exclusionary tactics of the Academy.
Well, there's 5 slots for director. There's a lot more films than there are animated films as well. Like the pool for animated films they were drawing from was like, what, 20 films or something?
Yeah, and they weren't good.
And you're telling me
The Box Trolls is terrible. I mean, it's a legitimately terrible movie.
It's not in the top 25% of animated films that came out in the year?
Laramie, answer that. No.
So, I mean, and the thing is, no one disliked it. That's the other thing that sort of like on any ballot, you would think it'd be 1, 2, or 3.
There were people that disliked it, but there were nowhere near enough people that disliked it for it not to make the list. It was shocking.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
To me, it would be like if, one of the Pixar ones didn't get it. Like one of the better Pixar ones, obviously, not Brave.
Recount.
Yeah, let's hear the guys, the accountants, show the vote. Wouldn't it be nice to see the votes?
Of course it would. We've been talking about that forever, though.
You know when that'll happen?
That'll happen never.
Exactly.
And there's no reason for it not to happen.
There's no reason for it not. Yeah.
Figure that out?
I did. It took me a sec, though.
Was there a double negative in there? I don't think there is.
I think so. No reason not? Yeah.
No reason. There's reason for it to happen.
Right.
At the same time, there's no reason for it not to happen. You want some life lessons from Werner Herzog?
I do.
Apparently, these are part of a new book by Paul Cronin, Werner Herzog, A Guide for the Perplexed. And he has 24 pieces of advice for filmmakers. Okay.
Is one of them do a voiceover on your own films?
I don't know. Let's see. We're going to start at number 1 and go all the way down to 24. This should basically end the show for us.
Perfect.
Number 1, always take the initiative.
Fair. I mean, this sounds a little bit like a cat poster, but okay.
Number 2, there's nothing wrong with spending a night in jail if it means getting the shot you need.
I kind of like that. That's guerrilla. It's Hunter S. Thompson style.
Number 3, send out all your dogs and one might return with prey.
Fire all your bullets kind of thing.
Sort of a metaphorical
one. By the way,
one, I feel
I only
there.
need to send out one dog and he'd come out with prey.
You can pretty much guarantee that. Number 4, never wallow in your troubles. Despair must be kept private and brief.
That's very German.
Number 5, learn to live with your mistakes.
Oh, you got to, man.
I live with Laramie.
There you go. See?
Number 6, expand your knowledge and understanding of music and literature, old and modern.
I mean, you're doing the old part. I'm doing the modern, so we got it covered.
Number 7, that roll of unexposed celluloid you have in your hand might be the last in existence, so do something impressive with it.
It's idiotic, but okay.
Number 8, there is never an excuse not to finish a film.
What if you die?
Hey. Kubrick's, what's it called? Eyes Wide Shut still made it. Number 9, carry bolt cutters everywhere.
He sounds like he's breaking in a lot of places and going to jail.
Number 10, thwart institutional cowardice.
Yeah, I like that one. I agree.
Number 11, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Be thwarting people over there.
You like that last one? Did you even hear it while you're talking to yourself?
It's a very easy one. Ask forgiveness, not permission. That's said on like every corporate whiteboard in the world.
Take your fate into your own hands.
Whatever.
Learn to read the inner essence of a landscape.
Okay. Fair.
That's where you can sort of see where he gets his voiceovers from. Probably looking at a mountain, trying to figure out what the mountain's telling him.
That the chickens held nothing, saw nothing.
Number 14, ignite the fire within and explore unknown territory.
That sounds sexual.
Number 15, walk straight ahead, never detour.
That doesn't make any sense. Sometimes there's stuff.
Number 16, maneuver and mislead, but always deliver.
Okay.
That sounds like a filmmaker who's lying a little bit.
It does, doesn't it?
Number 17, don't be fearful of rejection.
Who's not fearful of rejection? Werner Herzog, but
Yep.
the rest of us are.
Number 18, develop your own voice.
Preferably with grizzly bears.
Number 19, day one is the point of no return.
All right, I guess, sure.
Number 20, a badge of honor is to fail a film theory class.
Sorry for film theory teachers.
Number 21, chance is the lifeblood of cinema.
It's like luck, yeah, okay.
Number 22, guerrilla attacks is our best.
Another go to jail one.
Number 23, take revenge if need be.
That's don't cross Werner. If you're a cave drawing, don't cross Werner.
And number 24, get used to the bear behind you.
No.
Yep.
Get used to the bear behind you?
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but that's great.
Rawr.
Ah!
Rawr.
Run.
So those are 24 life lessons from Werner Herzog.
I'd say a good 8 of those were good.
I think they're all pretty good. Some stand out a little more.
Some are cat posters, dude.
Oh, of course, but doesn't mean it's not good.
You think it's profundity if it's silly?
Yeah. Stephen Brownlee has a question, Laramie.
Mr. Brownlee, the floor is yours.
What makes a good film critic? I'm a film student from Los Angeles studying to be an editor, and I've had an interest in freelance film journalism for the longest time. I asked a while back on your podcast about starting a film site, but I decided to just sell myself out there to other sites and publications in hopes to one day join the BFCA. I'm also curious in your opinion if there are any downsides to being both a film critic and a filmmaker.
I mean,
What makes a good film critic, Laramie?
Joey not returning your calls is a downside.
Wow, using names too.
I would say being a good writer makes a good film critic, or having a point of view, right?
You know, I think it's, for me, it's always come down to, and this is sort of what I've tried to do my best at, is explain yourself. Learn to explain yourself. Like there was a review that I clicked on for A Most Violent Year, and it was filled with, this is just such a slow burn, subtle movie filled with emotion, very gripping, cinematography best, and all these kind of just catchphrases and adjectives that really didn't amount to much without anything behind them. Like, why is this slow burning story better than a fast paced, action filled movie? And if the person's not going to explain it to me, it's like, do you even know what you're talking about?
I think Ebert said, I get to write about movies, which means I get to write about anything. And I think that's how you kind of have to treat it. You know, when you find an interesting movie or an interesting theme, don't be afraid to write about that as opposed to the plot or the acting or the lighting. You know, I think write about what you want and get a reaction, and don't try to write to please people. I think a lot of writers are just trying to get by, you know, and not be noticed. And I don't think that's the goal.
Yeah, because I also remember before I sort of found my quote unquote way was if somebody read a review of mine and in the comments goes, well, what about the performances? At that, sometimes I would think, wow, I sort of failed. I didn't write about the performances.
No,
and
write
it's
what
like,
you want. Fuck them.
If the performances, if I don't find them worth writing about, they probably either weren't very good or were just whatever. They're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not the important thing about this thing I'm writing about.
Yeah, that's not what I liked about it or disliked about it. Read the review. This is what I liked or this is what I disliked.
I think finding your voice as a writer takes time and you have to practice quite a bit. So I would say definitely always be writing if you can there, Stephen.
Yeah.
And write about whatever too. Like, don't limit yourself to movies. I know like you want to be a film critic, but write about anything. Write about sports. Write about, it's all good practice.
Write about trailers. That's a lot of fun. And posters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut and paste a few casting articles and see how much fun that is.
No.
Laramie, there are some new DVDs and Blu-rays this week.
Ooh, what came out?
You never saw The Drop, did you?
Mm-mm.
You would have liked that movie.
Bet I would have.
It's out on the DVDs and Blu-rays this week.
Okay.
Lucy.
I really liked Lucy.
It's out on DVDs and Blu-rays.
I might actually watch Lucy again.
Annabelle.
No.
Box Trolls, Oscar nominee.
But Hannibal's pretty good. Box Trolls, I will not watch.
You own it.
I know, I do.
You got to watch it.
No, thank you.
And then a couple Criterion releases that I reviewed. My Winnipeg. Have you ever seen a Guy Madden film?
What else did he do?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, then don't ask the question.
Well, My Winnipeg is like, from as far as I know, the movie that most people know about. I'd heard about it. I'd never seen it. It's a very weird movie.
Like who? Like weird?
So, well, this guy, so he was given a task or basically signed up for the task to make a documentary about his hometown, Winnipeg.
Go Winnipeg Jets.
That's actually part of it. He makes it though, like there's little fairy tales within it, like from Winnipeg. And he recreates scenes from his childhood with actors. And there's a story that he tells of a horse race stable that burned down in the dead of winter. When it happened, the horses escaped and ran away, tried to cross the Red River in Winnipeg, but they couldn't make it because they got too cold. So they ended up freezing into the water and their heads sticking up.
Jesus.
He recreated this scene. You can search for it. Frozen horse heads, Winnipeg, if you search for it. And it looks 1,000% authentic. The way he made the movie, it was made, I think, in 2007 or 2003. 2007. He made the film and it looks like it was shot in 1927. The entire thing. And it's an intentional choice. And he shows these people just walking in between these frozen horse heads. Some people sitting on them, posing for pictures in front of them. And it's just, it's so morbid and creepy, but it's so effective. But at the same time, there's an interview section with him where he's asked flat out what's real or what's not. And in terms of this scene, he says there was a fire, but he doesn't say anything about horses being frozen in the water. So it's that portion of the story is most likely not true, but he never says it's not. And it happened like the 40s, so it happened so long ago. It's not like the internet's going to have facts on it.
I guess that's what you do for entertainment in Winnipeg.
But man, it's not one I would say I need to watch again, but it's very interesting. And then the other one was Palm Beach Story, was a Preston Sturges movie with Claudette Colbert and Joel McCrea, which is basically good romantic comedy compared to what we have today.
Old school.
Yeah. But you would like that one, actually. I think you'd be fascinated by My Winnipeg.
I don't think I want to see horse heads.
Well, it's fake.
Yeah.
Does that not matter?
It could have been real.
By the way, you know what else is starting to come around with American Sniper?
I do not.
That fake baby.
The fake baby.
Don't you remember the fake baby?
No.
I leaned over to you during the movie and said, I think that baby's fake.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was a fake baby. Yeah.
And
they couldn't afford a real baby, or they just didn't want to do 2 shots.
Yeah, but it's been basically confirmed it's a fake baby.
Yeah. Look like a fake baby.
Yeah. So those are your DVDs, Blu-rays, Laramie. Good.
I'll go buy them all.
You got some over-unders over there?
You bet a bit.
Over, under. Get them over. No, we're under.
B grade for The Voices.
I'm probably not going to watch that movie.
I don't even know what that is.
Pass. It's a movie about Ryan Reynolds where his cat tells him to kill people.
I'm going to go under then.
Made by Marjane Starapi. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, but the woman that made Persepolis.
I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under this next one too. C+ for The Seventh Son. Thanks,
I need to look that up. That movie's making money, dude.
Look it up.
I think it's like around 65 million so far.
For me or you?
You. This was the bomb pick I gave you.
How'd that feel?
Let me see here. 60.5 million. It made. Oh, I thought I opened it. Oh, they don't have all the totals. They just have a flat thing. I still don't know what the budget is, but it's not going to be as big a bomb as, say, something like Black Hat. Which, did you see what that did?
It did what? 14?
3.8.
That's not very much.
On a $70 million budget.
And you drafted that?
Yeah.
It could do well overseas.
3.8.
What? It was just the trailers? Like, what got people?
So far, it's made 2.2 overseas.
So you're at 6.
6.6. Jeez. I mean, that's just...
Why did you draft that?
It's a Michael Mann film. I also didn't think I didn't know what the budget was. 70 million is just ridiculous.
Well, some of those computers looked expensive.
Well, no, they flew everywhere to make it.
Of course. You got to be authentic.
Yeah.
You want it to look real.
Man,
C+ for The Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sequel. Good grief.
C+ sounds fine. I'm gonna push on the C+.
I'm going to go a little over it, a B-.
Okay.
10 NWA songs heard throughout the runtime of Straight Outta Compton. Good grief.
I'm going to go under.
Why is that?
What are they going to play? They'll play Fuck the Police. Boys in the Hood is an Eazy-E song, not NWA. They'll probably play Express Yourself. Straight Outta Compton's obviously going to be played. 100 Miles and Running. Trying to think of what else is popular enough to play. Will there
be snippets?
I don't think so.
How many B.I.G. songs were Notorious?
I don't know. Not 10.
All right, I'll go under then.
I mean, Hypnotize and Juicy probably.
You've sold me. 1.5 sequels to the Raid 2. So you got to get to Raid 4 for good.
I'm pretty sure he's doing 3.
Well, there you go. You got one more.
After the Raid 2, I'd love to see a ton more. After the Raid 1, I didn't want to see any more. Raid 2 is so good. I'll go over. I'll be optimistic and also hoping that they continue to make good films.
All right, this next one's from Thompson. I'm going to try and read it correctly here. 6 out of 12 months in 2015 that will have a film break its opening weekend record. So movies that can do this. American Sniper, which has done it. So you got 1, right? Mm-hmm. 50 Shades of Grey for February. Fast Sevens for April. Avengers 2 for May. Jurassic June. Maze Runner September. Mockingjay November. Star Wars 7 December. I think you could mark down Sniper.
Sniper did.
50 Shades, I don't think so. Star Wars, I think, yes.
No, well, Star Wars, yes. 50 Shades, why not? In February?
What's the highest in February? Isn't it Alice in Wonderland?
Let me look it up. February. Oh, let's see here. The problem is the top opening weekends by month. Man, Passion made 83.8.
Yeah, it's not beating that.
No, probably not.
I would go under this 6. I mean,
what else did you have? Do you think Avengers will do it?
For May? I feel like May has been a pretty big month.
Well, no. Well, Avengers, 207.4.
Opening?
Yeah.
I don't think it's beating that.
Why not? Higher ticket prices, and it's the Avengers. It's a sequel.
I don't know, man.
More awareness.
April.
Fast
and Furious.
Fast 5 made 86.1. Captain America made 95.
I think Fast could beat that
Let's see. When did Fast 6 come out?
because the Paul Walker stuff.
Well, Fast 6 made 97.3, and so that right there would get it. I agree.
Yeah. How do you think it'll make it?
So March, what'd you have in March?
Nothing.
Well, it's not gonna. Whatever's coming out in March isn't gonna beat the 152.5 Hunger Games made.
Jurassic World June.
Nope. 116.6 for Man of Steel. You think it beats that?
No.
It seems too drastic.
Maze Runner is a total pass for September. There's no way, right?
Well, let's see. September. Well, I don't know. 42.5 is the
It can't make that.
first Maze Runner made 32. 32 and a half.
I don't think so. Mockingjay Part 2 could, though, for November.
Yeah, because part 1 did so great.
Yeah, but this is the finale.
Part 1 made 121.8, while Catching Fire is the leader there with 158.
I think you could beat that, bro.
I'm going to go under on this.
I'm going to go under 2. I think there's probably 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah. That
5,
was those.
I think, is stretching it.
That was those.
Okay, buy or sell. Now buy, buys. Sell, sell, sell. Who's going to buy or sell? He's a junk bag. Laramie.
Sounded good.
Buy or sell. The Avatar sequels are actually worth the wait. The first sequel hits 2017.
I mean, I guess I'll sell. I don't think James Cameron learned how to tell a story in between now and then.
That's another thing you get to see on Mar,
Burn.
where he talks about something, and he talks about Titanic, and he looks at Catherine Bigelow, made by your ex-husband, and it's like the most awkward statement. It's so funny. Buy or sell. The unrated version of 50 Shades of Grey is released on DVD and Blu-ray.
Sell.
I'm going to buy that.
You actually purchase it. Yeah. No, I mean, I'll buy it too. Yeah.
Why'd you say sell?
I think I meant they will sell it.
Oh,
Yes.
no. There will definitely be an unrated version.
Yeah.
Too steamy for theaters.
Mm-hmm. Hey, ladies.
Derp. Buy or sell. A Mike Brown Black Lives Matter related film goes into production within the next 5 years.
Sell.
Yeah. Have to agree. Buy or sell. Chappie gets a higher RT score than Terminator Genesis, but Terminator gets a higher cinema score.
Sell.
I'm buying that.
There's a lot of conditions to that one.
Nah, yeah, and I like them. I'm buying it.
Don't buy it, Brad. I urge you.
Chappie's definitely going to get a higher Rotten Tomato score.
Chippy.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it will get a higher Rotten Tomatoes and a higher cinema score.
Oh, higher than Terminator Genesis?
Ooh.
No, I think the Terminators gets it. Buy or sell. Sweeney Todd is Tim Burton's best movie in the last 10 years.
Is it?
Oh.
Maybe it is.
Is
I
it?
think it might be.
What else came out? Tim
Oh.
Burton. I got it. Come on. Faster. Director. Big Eyes. Not good. Frankenweenie. Not bad. Dark Shadows. Didn't
I
hate
like
it.
Dark Shadows, actually. I'll
Didn't
take Dark
hate
Shadows.
it. More than Sweeney Todd?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Corpse Bride, which wasn't terrible. But can you believe Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is 10 years old?
I probably guessed like 2008.
That shitty movie. Buy or sell. Star Wars Episode 3 is good. I guess we're going back in time for Aiden Khan here.
Do you mean the one that came out? Like,
Yeah.
oh, sell.
I gave that one a pretty good review.
You're an idiot.
I know. So I would never watch it again. Buy or sell. Laramie.
Queen Amidala.
Buy or sell. Laramie laughs harder at Hugh Jackman's mullet in Chappie rather than characters simply uttering the title character's name.
No, I think it'll be Chappie.
By the way, is that going to make this movie hard to watch?
Nah, I think once we get in, we'll be fine.
You think? I don't know.
I don't think they'll do it with the accent like we're doing.
I think I might have to do it next to you and just
Hey, Chappie.
go in your ears. I'll be like, Chappie.
Chappie.
By the way, they showed a trailer during the Super Bowl for that
Yeah.
looked like it was like just Explosion City.
Yeah, I like it. By the way, that was the NFC Championship, not the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The people I was watching it with, though, they were like, this looks terrible.
Get your facts straight.
I said, thank you.
Chappie.
Stop pounding on whatever you're doing there.
Oh, sorry about that.
Buy or sell, people will blame The Seventh Son if Julianne Moore doesn't win the Oscar.
No, sell. She will.
I think, would there be any reason to not put Julianne Moore at the top of my predictions list for Best Actress for this year for Seventh Son? Is her performance in that movie probably just not as good, or maybe
the reason not put her up is because she's going to win this year.
I don't know. I just heard Laura clear her throat. By the way,
hey Laura, thanks for clearing your throat. Brad wanted me to tell you. She'd frowned at you.
And that's the buy or sells. Let's play the percentages. Percent. Play the percent. Higher, lower. Play the percent.
Percent on RT for Get Hard.
I just heard a button beep.
Yeah.
Percent for Get Hard. I actually watched that trailer. It looks bad.
What's Get Hard?
It's the Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell movie. Is it Will Ferrell or Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell movie. Kevin Hart. It looks really bad.
Wouldn't an R-rated comedy look really bad?
I don't know, man. It looks like just bad. Really bad. Chappy bad.
55% on RT.
Maybe not chappy bad. I'll probably like it better. 48.
There's a chance the Seahawks win the Super Bowl.
99.9.
51%.
Look at you.
Percent chance Laramie has 3 full good tweets in one episode in the next week. Maja.
100%.
Correct. Percent chance Brad broke his dry January by guzzling some alcohol during the Seahawks game.
I had a shot.
Okay, that's 100% as well then. Percent chance the Avengers Age of Ultron is better than Avengers. Aiden Khan, I want to say 32%.
Yeah. I have hopes. I want it to be better. 35.
Percent chance Laramie knows Eden Hazard.
I don't know Eden Hazard.
Is that Hazard, the football player?
No.
The Dutch dude?
No.
If it's the Dutch dude, I know him because I play with a Netherlands team on FIFA. If it's not, I do not. Percent chance Brad Rivette could beat up Brad Pitt. Robots rule? I don't think very high.
Why?
He's pretty muscular.
He is?
You see Snatch?
He's skinny.
And you're so tall, but you have bad joints and stuff. He'd Hercules you, or Achilles you.
He couldn't touch me.
Percent chance Black Hat makes either of your worst of 2015 list. Could.
I feel like it will.
I very easily could. Yeah, I would say 80% right now.
Yeah, then that might be low.
Was that bad?
Yeah.
That was those.
Well, you got some good tweets?
It's time for
Number 1.
I guess the public has spoken, and sniper films are the new Meryl Streep. Good tweets.
Number 2.
The heart wants what it wants. Also, so do my belly and dragons. Good tweets.
Number 3.
I'm seeing Mordecai on Thursday. That is, if the studio lets me buy a ticket. Good tweets.
I feel like I like number 1.
Do it.
Number 1.
Great. Great.
I was going to do a watch this, watch that, but we hit an hour.
Brading away on a Bradley B.
Who sings that song? Do you know the name?
Chris Cross?
Yeah. Oh. Actually, I think it's Christopher Cross.
Crush that.
Yeah.
It's the same guy who sings Jump Jump, right?
Yeah. Some try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. No.
Because I'm the miggity Mac, Batty.
I'm a miggity Mac.
Don't try to compare Brad to another bad little fat, because Brad's back and he's back because there's nothing that he's ever had. Brad, make you hump, wiggle, and shake your rump.
Trivia question. Best Criss Cross song.
Oh, the school bus one.
What?
The school bus one.
What's the school bus one?
There's one where they like ride the bus.
Best Criss Cross song is called All Right.
All right.
Exactly. Thank you for listening. Tune in Friday. Hopefully we'll have the soundboard back, although I'm getting used to not having it.
Another back inside out. It's wiggity whack.
Submit your games, your questions.
Send us a lot of voicemails.
Yeah. Inundate us with voicemails, and maybe they will just make that an episode.
That would be awesome, actually. It'd be a lot easier for me.
Although Eric did mention we should call somebody, and we can do that. So we might have to just do that to fill the time.
Let's call him.
Okay.
I like talking to people. You're a stick in the mud, as they
I'm
say.
not a stick in the mud. The people are never awake.
You see the mud over there? That's a stick. That's you.
Okay. So we will see you again on Friday. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber, and I'll thank you as well.
And now we are all lizard people.
Yeah, farewell, little lizards.
And hit record.
Toodles, y'all.